What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of the Jericho Report Weekly News Briefing. It is Sunday, the 27th of June, 2021. Here we are at the end of June. Man, we got buildings falling down. We got variants blowing up. I got a full week of news for you here. As always, the first link below will take you over to the Patreon post. That's where you can find all the madness. We're going to get into all of it. Let's start off with this. What we did before just isn't working. Delta variant threatens to overwhelm Russia. The Delta variant making its way around the globe. WHO urges fully vaccinated people to continue to wear masks as Delta COVID variant spreads. Fully vaccinated people continue to wear masks. Okay, the Wall Street Journal says Delta variant outbreak in Israel infects some vaccinated adults. What? Oh, you mean the vaccine doesn't work for the Delta variant? Is that what you're saying now? Leaked documents. Now look at this. I predicted this like weeks ago. Leaked documents, permanent lockdown of the UK in 3 weeks. This video here claims leaked documents that says by mid-July everything's going to be locked down in the UK again. We'll see how it goes. Leaked airline documents reveal blood clots killed 4 British Airlines pilots. Is this why American Airlines is having problems? Are pilots having blood clot issues? I'll put a link to this. American Airlines cancels hundreds of flights amid staffing and maintenance issues. Remember, it was a computer glitch. Was last week or the week before? Flights grounded all over the place. Is this just a cover story? I don't know. CDC safety group says there's likely a link between rare heart inflammation in young people after COVID shot. Stop calling it rare. It's thousands and thousands of people at this point. Let's see. Teen who had heart attack after Pfizer vaccine said he'd rather have COVID. I'll put a link to this. Teen, perfectly healthy teen, had a heart attack. I don't know why people are putting this crap in their body. 15,472 dead, 1.5 million injured, 50% serious, reported European Union's database of adverse drug reactions COVID-19 shots. Put a link to that. Majority of physicians declined the COVID shots, according to survey. I wonder why that would be. Put a link to that. And the boosters are coming. COVID booster vaccine planned to come in a few weeks, Matt Hancock says. Yes, we'll be having COVID jabs for the next 10 years, says health chief. You know why? Because it's making billions and billions and trillions of dollars for the drug industry. I mean, think about it. They have the perfect engine here. It's like my friend the Show Me Baby says, follow the money. Over to financial news. Speaking of money, how major U.S. stock indexes fared on Friday. The Dow Jones rose 237 on Friday. For the week, the Dow was up 1,143 points. Yay, back good times for the Dow. Put a link to that. Jobless claims hold above 400,000 for the second week in a row. Oh no, people don't want to work. Yes, I'm not going back to work. Indiana residents sue after Governor Nix's unemployment benefits. I'll put a link to this. What you mean you want us to work? New stimulus payments are on the way, though. But I believe this has something to do with the child credit. I'll put a link to this if people are interested in that. Newsom says California will pay off unpaid rent accrued during coronavirus pandemic. I think you mean the taxpayers will pay it off, right? I'll put a link to that. Robbery. It's lessens my bills. $500 payments tested in upstate New York. Universal basic income being tested in upstate New York. Put a link to that. Meanwhile, over in the UK, facing supermarket shortages and empty shelves. Told you about this weeks ago. Here it is. The magic is too expensive. Disney pricing out loyal customers by targeting more affluent families with $800 hotel rooms and $100 sandwiches. Put a link to this. Screw Disney. Seattle Pride charges white people reparations fee while BIPOC, I know POC means people of color. I don't know what BI means. Is that a gay thing? I don't know. Attend for free. Put a link to that. Seems a little racist to me. Let's see. This college is offering free tuition if you get the vaccine. Be advised if you're looking for some free educations. John McAfee, antivirus creator, found dead in his prison cell, I think in Mexico. He was going to be extradited to the U.S. on some tax evasion charges. Well, now he's mysteriously, accidentally killed himself. And I got one more here. Creepy Joe whispering the returns. Joe returns while announcing possible... Look at this. This is our president this week announcing his infrastructure deal.
I got them. $1.9 trillion relief so far. Shh. They're going to be getting checks in the mail that are consequential. I wrote the bill. On the environment. Pay them more. What's happening?
I'll tell you what's happening. We have a senile old bat for a president. Oh, Creepy Joe, come here, little girl. Let me tell you a secret. Over to New World Order and police state news. This is where I stop and ask you to share this video. There's important stuff coming up here. Look at this. Scenes of forced vaccination occurring in India. In India, they're actually having to grab people and hold them and give them the shot, force it into their arm. That video will piss you off. Philippines president threatens to jail people who refuse the COVID-19 vaccine. Put a link to that. Back home in the United States, look at this. This is from Law Enforcement Today. Judge criminally charges 3 U.S. Marshals after one refused to reveal vaccination status in courtroom. This all stems from a U.S. Marshal that didn't want to. The court, I guess, is mandating that all of their employees take it, but the Marshal Service is something separate from the court. The Marshal Service is not mandating it, so a judge held 3 marshals in contempt over this. I'll put a link to it. People, 153 more Texas hospital workers fired or resigned due to mandatory vaccine policy. That's on top of the ones we reported to you last week or the week before. San Marino, 2,700 people returned to dance. First COVID-free nightclub. You can go dance and party your ass off as long as you got the COVID vaccine. I'll put a link to that. Look at this now. This is the Make-A-Wish Foundation of America. They are not granting wishes to terminally ill children anymore unless they have the vaccine. I am not bullshitting this. A retweet from the October rains. I'll put a link to it. Check it out. MAGA branded white supremacy and leaked CRT training for Iowa teachers. Yes, make America great again. You're a white supremacist. New footage, speaking of Make America Great, new footage shows Ashley Babbitt's shooter was desperate to kill someone on January 6th in the mayhem. Put a link to that. Biden's gun-grabbing ATF nominee set to advance despite missing personnel file controversy, something like this. Gun-grabbing ATF incoming, be advised. Speaking of guns, no one needs a gun that can fire 30, 40, or 50, even up to 100 rounds. Biden attacking guns this week. I got a couple more on this. Biden blames guns for the surge in crime, mocks the Second Amendment. I got another link on this. Biden reminds gun owners the government has nuclear weapons. He's threatening to use nuclear weapons on the American gun owner. They have a video of this. Let me just play a little clip.
Those who say the blood of patriots, and all this stuff about how we're going to have to move against the government. Well, the tree of liberty is not water with the blood of patriots. What's happened is that there never been, if you want to think you need to have weapons to take on the government, you need F-15s and maybe some nuclear weapons.
First of all, Joe, let's get the quote right. The tree of liberty must be refreshed from time to time with the blood of patriots and tyrants. Second of all, we don't need nuclear weapons and F-15s. We just need the people in law enforcement, the people in the military, the people higher up in the government to do the right thing. That's all we need. The United States president threatening to use nuclear weapons on the American people. I want the United States Secret Service to look into that bullshit. Over to World War III news. Russia releases footage of Royal Navy warship chased out of Ukrainian waters. They tried to deny this, but BBC journalist was on board, and you can hear the ruckus going on in the background. I'll put a link to that. In-game WW3 says, see how Putin likes this. We got U.S. Sixth Fleet formally announces participation in co-hosted, annually held Exercise Seabreeze 2021. If you're not following In-Game on Twitter, what's the matter with you? For your updated news, check them out. The Navy rapidly deployed an entire aircraft carrier group to meet Russia near the Vahi. Put a link to that. China condemns latest U.S. warship transit of Taiwan Strait. Put a link to that. Navy tests aircraft carrier with massive underwater explosions. You see, this is why every time there's a shark attack, I always root for the shark. Because human beings fucking up their habitat. Oops, sorry for my language. It just pisses me off. Iran new centrifuge plant badly damaged by drones. Put a link to this. Al Jazeera reports U.S. seizes 36 websites used for Iranian disinformation. Indeed, if you notice, if you went to Press TV this week, you saw this message here. This website has been seized, but Press TV is back. If you're someone who likes to check Press TV, I do, because I like seeing media from all over the world, whether it's propaganda or not, because it's all propaganda. You have to look at all the propaganda to try to put the pieces together as to what's really going on. So for the U.S. to block an Iranian website pisses me off. Anyway, they're back. I'll put a link to their new website if you want it. North Korea slams the door on dialogue for now. No soup for you. Put a link to that. Airstrike kills up to 30 people in market war-torn Ethiopian region of who did the strike and why. I don't know, but I got one more here. Back in the United States, we're too busy with this exclusive. Nellis Air Force Base hosts first ever drag queen show. Essential for morale and readiness. This freaking clown show we're living in. Over to Earth changes in 2012 news. Now I got the earthquake set up for 6 points and above for the past week. We've only had one 6.5 on the 20th of June. I'll drop it down to 5. Been a lot of 5s around the world. I'll put a link to the earthquake data. Didn't see too much on volcanoes, but the big story this week was the Miami area condo. 4 dead, 159 unaccounted for. I think there's 5 dead now. This was from a day or two ago. I'll put a link to this. If you didn't see it, the Miami condo that just fell as if nothing was holding it up. You know, first I'm thinking, did we test some sort of new military weapon on this building or something? But you know, as it turns out, this building had been there's been warnings about this building for years about it being unstable. So Probably just the ground gave way under the supporting columns and it just fell. You know, it's tragic. It sucks, but, you know, aging infrastructure. They were warned about it. They didn't do anything about it. Collapsed Miami condo had been sinking into the earth as early as the 1990s, researchers say. So I'll put a link to that. Joe Biden laughs awkwardly after Kamala Harris has to remind him to address it. Joe Biden didn't even realize. Everybody knows what's going on that day, right? It's all over it. No, you can't turn on any news and not see it going on. But look at this. She has to remind this crazy old bat. Look, Joe, you got to say something about the building.
Oh, yes, I apologize. Yes, thank you.
Oh, yes, I apologize. How do you not know what's happening? First full moon of the summer to be unlike any other this season. This happened, I think this happened on the same day as the collapse. I don't know if that had anything to do with anything. Surface temperatures, it's hot in Siberia. Mind-boggling, 118 degrees. Put a link to this. Meanwhile, Pacific Northwest, hottest weather on record, takes aim this weekend. It's hot everywhere. We're burning up. Woke up sweating. Texas Power Company remotely raises temperatures on people's using their smart thermostat. Yeah, that nice thermostat you got, it's all nice and neat, but what happens when it's remotely controlled? Put a link to that. Out in California, with its power grid under pressure, California is asking residents to avoid charging electric vehicles. I can't put power in my car. I'll put a link to this. I got a couple more here. Florida company, if you want off this planet, offering luxury trips to space for $125,000 price tag. And I got one more. A mysterious spiral opens in the skies over the Pacific Ocean. Norway spiral, anyone? Another failed rocket or wormhole opening up? I don't know. Anyway, over to strange and bizarre news. I got some craziness this week. As homicides soar nationwide, mayors see few options for regaining control. Indeed, I'm going to give them to you rapid fire here. This happened in Chicago last night. People, I'm not going to play it because it's graphic. People pulled out of their car and beaten to death. Shooting in Oakland, California on Juneteenth celebrations last night leave 1 dead, 5 injured. This is how people reacted when EMTs arrived. You know, Martin Luther King would be so proud. Look at this. They're getting on top, jumping on the ambulance. Waitress abducted, beaten, left on the side of the highway after confronting dine and dashers who skipped on $70 bill. I think this happened in New Jersey. Put a link to this. Jealous husband beats his wife to death with a crowbar in broad daylight. NYC, I'm not playing that either. Perp shoots 2 cops in Chicago, point blank range, then gets shot and complains. He complains the cops just shot. You just shot 2 cops! You're lucky to be alive, asshole! Put a link to that. Math is now racist. Educators condemn $1 million dismantling racism in mathematics program funded by Bill Gates, which tells teachers not to push students to find the correct answers because it promotes white supremacy. This is just idiocracy all aboard. IKEA angers black employees with Juneteenth menu consisting of fried chicken, collard greens, and watermelon. The only thing racist about that is I wasn't invited. Where's my fried chicken? More than 1 million American adults identify as non-binary. First of its kind study finds. Well, I identify as penis. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. What on earth? Struggling NYC council candidates campaign handed New York Post a BDSM video of him. But how does he identify? That's the only thing. Say my name, bitch. Put a link to that. Sesame Street introduces gay male couple for Family Day. I'll put a link to this. And meanwhile, Disney partners with drag queen. Disney partners drag queen with Kermit the Frog to host LGBTQXYZ Pride. I'll put a link to this. That's all I got. For all of the news, please check my favorite videos. I see Donald Trump did a rally yesterday. Look at the numbers on the video. This is what I want to know from the Secret Service and everyone who thinks that Joe Biden won. You can go look at any video on the White House YouTube channel and see the thumbs downs. You go look and see the thumbs ups on a President Trump rally. Let's see Joe Biden get those kind of numbers, but he's the most voted for president in the history of this country. Bullshit! BLM taking black people for fools. Check out her video. Is Joe Biden okay? More incognitive crazy speech from him. Did Russia fire warning shots at UK ship? Thank you to everybody who puts out content, keeping my favorites packed full of news. You guys are awesome. And I'm sorry to get so excited. I know. I gotta calm down, right? It just pisses me off. Everyone in this country, everyone knows that it's a fraud. The numbers don't lie, people. You think Joe Biden could get a crowd like was in that Trump rally last night? Give me a break. Everyone knows it at the top of government on down, yet nobody does a thing. Yet when people go to D.C. to try to do something, you want to brand all them domestic terrorists. It's bullshit, and you know it. Anyway, I got some shout-outs this week. Colorado mayor bans the Pledge of Allegiance. The board members do it anyway. Mayor gets triggered, tries to threaten to remove all of them. Shout out to the Pledge of Allegiance and to the people who stood up for the flag. Put a link to that. Shout out to Ammon Bundy, the rancher who led armed occupation at federal refuge announces run for Idaho governor. I'm not someone who believes that we're going to vote the bastards out, but I support this man 100%. Shout out to him. I wish him all the best. That's all I got, guys. If you like the report, please give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. If you think it sucked, I'm out of line, you don't like it, give it a thumbs down. I don't give a shit. It helps it move around YouTube anyway. I appreciate it. You can also follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Gab, BitChute. Make sure you're following me everywhere else in case something happens to the YouTube. You can support me on Patreon or directly with PayPal. I put a lot into these reports. I appreciate any support. What a week. I'm sorry to get so worked up. This week just pissed me off. Everything is just coming to a head, man. We're talking about more lockdowns coming. Is the UK going to lock down in the middle of next month? That's going to spill over into the US. I don't know, man. Like I said, it's going to be a hot summer. You guys take care, stay safe, remain vigilant, be ready for anything at any time. Please tell me your thoughts in the comments. Take care. I will see you on the next one.